Hey guys, this is Anne Marie, aka Ball Girl Will Travel, coming at you with a video with some tips about how you can save money buying luxury brands when you're on solo travel. If this is of interest to you, don't forget to subscribe, like, leave a good comment, and hit that notification bell so you know when the next video is going to drop. So, who am I? I am Anne Marie, Ball Girl Will Travel. I'm an HR consultant by day and an avid solo traveler all the rest of the time. I like to make videos that encourage Black women over 40 and especially those of us over 50 to solo travel for self-care. I also want to dispel the myth that you can't be stylish and comfortable when you travel team carry-on like me. I generally take a minimalist approach to travel, and so I usually only travel with a carry-on and a personal handbag, and I like to show my subscribers how I do it and still manage to be fashionable, have fun, and be comfortable while I travel. Today we're going to talk about how you can save money buying luxury items when you're on solo travel. I'm going to share with you a couple of items that I've purchased while on solo travel, and I'll give you some tips about how to save money when you travel abroad and buy luxury items. Generally speaking, I really don't buy a lot of luxury items anymore, but when I do, I usually wait until I'm abroad outside the United States to do so. So one of the things that you can do to save money if you want to buy a luxury item is to buy it in Europe or another country outside the United States. That's assuming that you live in the United States, of course. And the way you do that is in most countries, especially in the European Union, they provide a tax break. If you spend $150 for one item or higher, you can get your taxes back when you leave the European Union. So generally speaking, if I have my eye on a luxury item, I will wait until I get to Europe to buy it. So here are a couple of things that I purchased that I wanted, and I usually make a list of things. I think through why I want them, and then if I want them, I look for them when I'm traveling. This is probably the last item I got, which is a baseball cap from the Louis Vuitton store. I'm bald, obviously, so I have quite a baseball cap collection, and I bought this one when I was traveling in Italy most recently. I was looking for it on the site. It was sold out, but I was able to find it in the store in Florence. And I did that because I knew how much the cap costed, and I wanted to save money by getting my taxes back. So I went in the store. You have to bring your passport. So this is one of the instances where I would advise that you pop your passport in your purse if you know you're going luxury shopping that day, because you will need to have it in order to get the documents completed to travel, right? So they're gonna ask you for your passport. You're gonna give it to them. They are going to write down some information from it. They might even make a copy. And then they're going to fill out a form and they're going to give it back to you in an envelope. They're going to tell you that when you're leaving the European Union, that you should take the form to customs and get it stamped. And then they will tell you what to do. Here's what happens. So you will go to the airport, and it's important to remember you are not doing this until you are leaving the European Union. So if you are traveling to Italy, for example, but you're actually leaving the European Union via Frankfurt, like I did, or you're leaving via another country, you're not going to be able to take these steps until you're actually leaving the European Union, right? So if you're going to be traveling around Europe, it's going to be your last stop, airport out of the European Union before you can do this. So you're going to want to make sure you keep that envelope they give you. It's going to have the receipt, a receipt that they're going to give you specifically for this transaction. Make sure you keep everything together. They give it to you in an envelope, leave it in the envelope. If you go into some of the boutiques, they might not be as organized as, the smaller boutiques. So make sure that they give you the form, they give you the receipt that shows how much the item cost and the tax. That's very important, right? And then there's a form they have to fill out their part, and they leave the blank area for the customs office to fill out and stamp. Make sure that they've done that before you leave the store, especially in the smaller boutiques, because I had an instance where someone did not fill out the form properly, and so I couldn't get my taxes back on one specific item. So usually if you're in a larger store like a Louis Vuitton or a Gucci or Ferragamo, they know how to do this and they're not gonna mess it up. But if you're in a smaller boutique, make sure that they fill the form out properly before you leave the store. And you need to make sure they give you a receipt that shows not just the amount of the item, but the taxes of the item on the receipt, right? So once you get that, you're gonna go into the airport. You wanna get there early enough. I always recommend 3 hours before boarding, not flight departure, but boarding. If you're gonna do the customs office, I say get there 4 hours earlier, because sometimes there's a line depending on the time of day and sometimes there's not. If it's early in the morning, it might not be that bad, but if it's like later in the day, midday or later, it might be a line, so get there early. You're gonna go to the customs office. You're going to need to have the items that you purchased. I usually keep any luxury item that I purchase in my carry-on bag. I do not check it. So sometimes if you check the bag, if you're checking your bag, before you check your bag, you wanna go to the customs office and let them know you need to do this, and then you gotta take the bag and check it. And if you're taking the bag on the plane, they may send you to a different office. In Germany, they sent me to a different office because the items were on my carry-on. So I had to go through security first and then have the forms completed. But if you're checking the bag, you will do it before you go through security. Every airport may be different, which is why I say go early so that you can figure out where you need to go. Because I remember doing this in, I believe it was Rome, and the process was a little bit different. So just make sure that you get there early enough to figure out where you're supposed to go to get this done, right? So once you get to the customs office, they're gonna ask to see the items. So you're gonna need to have all of the items. You're gonna take out each item out of your bag and out of any packaging. You're gonna show it to them. You're gonna give them the receipt. They're gonna review the receipt. They're gonna make sure the receipts match with the items that you show them. Then they're going to stamp the item, stamp the paperwork, and more than likely they're gonna give it back to you. And then you're going to take it out of the customs office and drop it either at the another office where they process the refunds, or there's gonna be like a mail drop. During COVID, they did not have the stations manned by people. You had to like sign the form. After the customs person stamped it, you would then sign the form. You would write in your credit card number or the last digits of your credit card number on the form, and then you would seal the envelope and you would drop it in the mailbox. I think you have to fill in your credit card number, your passport number, and then you have to sign the form after the customs person stamps it. And then you would seal it in the envelope and you drop it in the mail. And now it's pretty much automated. So once they got it and they opened it, I got an email saying that it had been received. And once they processed my refund, I got an email saying it had been received. I believe I used the company that does it in Italy, which is mainly where I've done most of my luxury transactions, got my taxes back, has been in Italy. But I've also done this in Australia, and I've also done it in Paris. Then they will give it back to you, as I said, and then you'll drop it in the mailbox. So that's one way to save money on a luxury item. The other way, which is probably what most people do, is you buy the item in duty-free. You purchase the item in the duty-free store in the airport, and then you don't have to deal with paperwork or any of that. You just don't pay taxes. You get it without the duty and you get it without the taxes. So, for example, I purchased this purse in the duty-free Fendi store in the airport, I believe in, was it Frankfurt? It might have been Frankfurt, or it might have been, I think it was Frankfurt, but I'm not positive. But I bought this at a Fendi store. Actually, I think it was Paris. Paris has a fantastic duty-free shopping setup. I mean, it's one of my favorite. If you wanna shop, get to the airport early, get through security and get in there. And baby, I don't care if it's luxury or whatever it is that you wanna buy, they have a fantastic selection. Paris and the Rome airport. I think I got this at, it was probably the Rome airport because I haven't been through the Paris airport in a while. I think this was in Rome. But I got it at the Fendi store, I got it duty free. It's a lot less hassle to do it there. The one thing I would say though is if you have your eye on a particular thing, you don't want to wait till you get to the airport because a lot of times they won't have it. So there was something else I was looking for, they didn't have it because it was sold out, right? Because a lot of times other people do the same thing I'm telling you to do, they get it at the duty-free store. And sometimes when you're in a regular Fendi, a regular Vuitton, a regular Gucci, regular whatever it is you're looking for, they can look and see if they have what you're looking for in other stores, but I'm not sure they can always see the duty-free store's inventory. So again, for me, the duty-free store, if I'm looking for a particular thing, is the last resort. It's not the first resort. The first resort for me is to go to a standing store, and then if they don't have what I'm looking for, I will ask them to check other stores and see if they have it. For at one point, I was trying to find a Louis Vuitton mini pochette, double mini pochette, and it was the last thing on my, wish list for Louis Vuitton. And I searched, I didn't personally, physically search, but I had them look in every single store in Italy for me, and they didn't have anywhere in any of the stores. I ended up actually finding it in Boca Raton, Florida, but I digress. But they did not have it anywhere, but they were able to look in all the stores in all the areas that I was going to be traveling. They looked in Rome, they looked in Florence, they looked in their stores in Palermo, and they did not have it, right? But I was able to find it somewhere else. But they were not able to see whether they had it in the airport store, or that's what I was told. So again, if you're looking for a particular thing, I would say the best bet is to go to a store. If they don't have it, have them look it up for you and see if they can find it for you in another store. And if you have time, especially in Italy, you hop on the train, you could go from Florence, for example, to Bologna and see if they have it there, or you could go to Rome or so on. So that's another way, right? But those are the two main ways that I can think of that you can save money on luxury items. There's one third other way, and which is to shop at an outlet. Now, there are outlets in the US too, but you're not gonna get your taxes back. But you could go to an outlet. There's a really great one in the Florence area. There's a bus that goes from the train station to the outlet mall there, and it's all Italian brands. You can go there and see if you can find what you're looking for, and then you get it at a discount, and then you also get your VAT taxes. So that's the third way. But the two main ways to me are: one, take your passport, go to the store of what you're looking for, look for it. If you find it, make sure you have them fill out the documents for you. Make sure you have your passport with you. If you know you're going luxury shopping, just take your passport with you for the day. Keep it on your person and be careful with it, but you will need it. Have them fill the paperwork out for you, and then when you are leaving the European Union or leaving that particular country, because this also works in Australia, it works in Mexico, works in other places too. When you're leaving the country, you would take the item as well as the documentation to the customs office, have them review it, stamp it, and you send the paperwork back, and then they will usually process your refund either by sending you a check, I believe, or they will process it and send the refund back to your credit card. I always have them just refund it back to my credit card, so I don't know what the process is for getting a check, but I know that they can either send it to you as electronically, or you can get it back on your credit card. So that's the first way. The second way is to simply shop duty-free at the airport. A lot of the airports have luxury stores, especially the big airports. De Gaulle in Paris has a great one, as I said. Rome has a really great one. Florence has one too, but it's not as big as the one in Rome. Australia and Sydney has a really great duty-free. The airport in Istanbul, oh my gosh, it's like Disneyland there, that airport. I love that airport. They have lots of shopping of every type in that airport as well. So there are lots of different places that you can go and just shop duty free. You can go online, do research. You can figure out what stores have stores in the airports. And if you're looking for a particular thing, then if you can't find it in the country, you can try duty free when you're arriving. Some countries let you shop duty free upon arrival. I think they allow you to do it in Rome. At least they were doing it during COVID. Most of them, you have to do it when you're departing though. So plan for when you're departing, get to the airport early, and you can shop then and save money. Always get to the airport at least 3 hours before departure, and I say if you want to shop and so on, I would say 4. That's just my personal recommendation. I know other people like to cut it close and say 3 and 2. In these days and times with the cancellation and the drama and the lines and the whatever, I'm very big on getting to the airport early. And if you want to go shopping, I would say that goes double. All right. And then the third, of course, is to see if you can find premium outlet or the type of outlet shopping in the country. And that way you save money on the actual item. And then you save money by getting your VAT tax back at the airport. So that's the 3 things. And just before I sign off, these are some other things I got that are favorites recently. I'm very big on, I like baseball hats, so I got this baseball hat as well in Italy. Italy is a fantastic place to shop. I got this bag in Mexico. There's a fantastic luxury shopping area in Cancun. I got this here, and I also got the tax rebate on it as well. So I saved money because of the currency exchange, and then I also saved money by getting my taxes back. I also got this waist bag in Florence. I do most of my luxury shopping in Florence because I go to Florence a lot because it's one of my favorite places in Italy. So I've probably done most of my luxury shopping in Italy. So that's basically my suggestions for how you can save money if you're into luxury items. Everyone is not, and that is okay. But if you are, then this is a way that you can always take. If you're a traveler, a solo traveler like me, instead of buying it in the US where you are paying not just the tax, but you're probably paying an upcharge for import taxes as well, I would say get it in the country where it was made. In the case of one of my favorite pairs of shoes from Louis Vuitton, I bought at the store in Paris. So I say, if you're going to Paris and you want to get something on a list that you have, or you want to go buy a luxury item, Paris is a good place to go shopping for Louis Vuitton. That's where it's from. Go shopping there. If you want Gucci or one of those things, shop in Italy. Italy is a fantastic place to shop. Doesn't matter what price point. They have quality items of every kind. You want, and whatever kind of leather you want, you're gonna get high quality stuff. And as I said, if it's $150 or more per item, you can get a VAT tax rebate at the airport. So when you're shopping, keep that in mind. Do your homework. If you're a shopper, before you leave or you're planning to go to a country, do some research about whether or not they offer any kinds of tax refunds for shopping. But this is a great way when you travel to Europe and to other countries like Australia. I hear that you can get some of this stuff in Asia as well, but I haven't traveled in Asia as much, so I'm not sure about Asia, but I hear Singapore, you might be able to do some really great shopping at their airport as well. So just do your homework about shopping options, VAT tax refunds, and then shop accordingly and save yourself some money. I hope this was helpful. If you liked this video, please hit the like button, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.